What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWare 3 Raw TV. Tonight we talk to you about something that, so I like to be totally open and honest with you guys about everything that's going on, whether it was from day one when I started this YouTube journey or social media stuff, whatever you want to call it, but the YouTube journey specifically, because YouTube's been very generous to me, it's been very good to me, and to now. And I feel like, it's not going to come as a big shock to any of you what I'm about to say, but let me backtrack. So once the quarantine happened, of course, we were out of the gym a little bit, not a little bit, for 3.5 months, and it really, many of us did a lot of soul searching. We started really looking at things, and, it really made me finally stop and slow down and take a look at myself, my life, what I'm thinking, what my goals are, etc., where I'm going, where I've been, where I'm at right now, and things like that. And, I think that it's important to recognize this so you don't wind up being one of those people, excuse me, my allergies are kicking my butt. I'm one of those people that continue trying to do things that you really shouldn't do at your age, trying to push your body to levels where you're just going to get hurt and you can't really do the things you did when you were younger, or you can't get to where you wanted to be right now. Like, you can't get to where you were then right now. Like, your body's not going to do it, right? And it's a hard thing to understand, right? Because I'm going to be 45 this year. That's middle age, right? And I don't want to necessarily change the way I think, change the things that I do, change my goals, but my age is actually dictating that now, and that actually was very apparent when I tore my pec. I had all these little injuries that were popping up here and there. I always worked around them. I always found a way to get it done. Torn rotator cuff, torn bicep tendon, sprains here, pulls there, whatever the case may be. But once the pec tear occurred, it really made me have to step back and go, well, I just literally can't do things with this shoulder anymore. I can't bench press. I can't shoulder press. I can't do the things I need to do to make this area build up. Like, I can't. If I did it with this side, it would just look weird because I'd have, one side overdeveloped. So I need to really understand, what my body's capable of now and what it's not. Now, of course, many of the injuries in bodybuilding really stem from my injuries from pro wrestling. Pro wrestling, you are injured all the time, or you're hurt all the time. Injuries come very often, but you're hurt all the time, being slammed over and over again. Your body, even though it's recuperating, you're tearing it down in the gym again. You're never really healing during that period. I did that for 4 years. When I got out of that, that's when injuries started to happen. I didn't have any problems before that. I felt like I was indestructible, like I was superhuman, right? And I've always loved training. Since day one, I've loved training. And nothing was more apparent in my face than when we were in the lockdown and I couldn't train, of how much training means to me, how much I love doing it, how much I enjoy doing it, right? But here's the thing. Enjoying loving something, having a passion for it is something totally different. And I had to come to terms with, I talked to you guys about the fact that I'm probably never going to get in the ring again. Officially, Lucien Bagwell is retired. And I had to come to terms with another thing that I've been kind of mulling over in my head. And it's not something, I don't think it's something to be embarrassed about. It's really not. It's not something I want to hide. It's not something I want to be like, well, not me, I'm a tough guy. I feel like I have lost the passion for training the way that I used to have it. I have lost that passion. It is gone. I don't have that drive anymore. Without the competitions to be focused on, without thinking about, it is you against you, but you never know who you're going up against, and you try to think that they're out-training you, so you need to out-train them. Without those two guiding things, and then the steroids on top of it. The steroids made it so you can push harder and harder. I didn't realize how hard I was pushing myself. The steroids were allowing me to do that. Now, the steroids didn't do the work, but they allowed my body to recover. So I could push and push and push and push. You remove those steroids from that equation, I can't push like that anymore. When I do, I get injured bad. I pulled my lat, I tore my pec. That's stuff that never happened to me when I was on steroids because my body would recover. So now here I am without the steroids that I used to take, and I'm in the gym training, and I can get to a certain level, I can get to where I feel good, and I like training, I love training, and my workouts ground me, they anchor me for the day, and I have, a great sense of well-being with it. I have a better sense of, of everything. My digestion is better, my sleep is better, my sense of well-being is better, my days are better, my nights are better, my self-esteem is better, even if I don't look like I used to. Right? I still feel better when I'm training. I feel better about the way I look when I'm training. Even though I don't look like that bodybuilder anymore, I feel better. And it really hammered it home when it was taken away from me. You don't know what you got till it's gone, right? That's what happened, right? So in my head, I'm like, I can't do that anymore, right? I can't do this. So I have to do something new now. So then enter my friend Jorge, who's been training at his gym, and he's 28 years old, right? And 28, he doesn't have the injury problem. He can push himself. He's good to go, right? He's been doing it for a long time. Now, Jorge and I worked together when several times, and we worked together when he turned pro in the Muscle Mania. I have people that I've worked with that have turned pro, and I've worked with IFBB pros. I've worked with pro wrestlers. I don't like running around spreading that shit. I just feel like it's bragging when you have the people like, oh, another pro card, oh, another win. I'm just like, that's part of what made me not do social media in the first place. Everybody was just telling about what they did and these people that I trained, they did all the work. They went in the gym and they busted their asses. They're the ones that got up at 5 a.m. and did cardio in the fucking dark during the cold, right? They're the ones that ate chicken breast and broccoli for fucking 10 weeks. They're the ones that suffered. They're the ones that had pain. So when I don't feel like it's right to run around and throw them up there. Now, the Jorge thing now is different. I'm putting up videos of him while we're going through this prep, and I'm not doing his prep. I'm guiding him if he needs guidance, but we're going through it together, and I'm watching him train and the passion that he has for training, right? And I realize I don't have that anymore. Like, I just don't have that. And in my head, it bothered me for a little bit. For about a month, I was like, man, what the fuck is wrong with me? And you gotta fucking nut up and get out there and fucking do this shit. Fuck this shit with this no passion shit. Like, I was pep talking myself back into it, and then realized, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're at the stage in your life right now where you don't have to do that anymore. Do you like doing it? You did then. Do you like doing it now? No, because you can't do it to that effect. You can't do it to that high standard that you were doing it before. You can't push that. You can't eat that much food. You can't recover like that. You can't do it. Like, you physically can't unless you go back on steroids, okay? And then you're able to keep going like that. But now at 45, now is when the issues happen. Now is when the problems really start to show. If you keep pushing it, you can choose to do things that, like, you know, other bodybuilders have done and not realize that, hey, that time has passed in my life. I need to move on and kill yourself, which is what happens a lot in this sport and people don't talk about it. Or you can realize what the fuck is going on and then move on. And that's where I had to go, right? So I had to convince myself that it's time to move on. And then I really said, okay, well, how the fuck do I convince myself of that? Because that's a big step. Like, I'm no longer Jerry the bodybuilder. Now, I did shift into judging, and I am an NPC judge, which I love the sport. I love bodybuilding. I love training. I love all of it. But I can't do it to the level that I did once before, right? That is not just depressing. It's eye-opening, and it makes you see where you are in life. It makes you say, hey, shit, my peak of my physique, my peak of my training, all that stuff has been the past. What now, right? And then I realized I was looking at it from the wrong perspective. So I had to sit down and kind of wrap my head around things a little bit and realize that this is the conclusion I came to, right? I got to be a bodybuilder, competitive bodybuilder from 17 years old to like 41 or something like that. What am I, 44 now? It's 3 years, yeah. From 17 to 41, I got to compete in bodybuilding. I get to be a competitive bodybuilder. The only thing I truly loved doing my whole life, I get to do that for 30-something years, legitimately. Not many people get to do that. I got to live my dreams of being a competitive bodybuilder. I got to create a physique that I was happy and proud of, although some people will make fun of it. For me, it's the best that I could do. I got to be around all the stars that I looked up to when I was younger. I got to become many friends with them. I got the opportunities that opened up. I traveled the world. I did things with the expos. I created products. I have my own company. Like, I should look at this as I was very fortunate enough to be able to do it as long as I did. I'm very lucky enough to be able to have done the things that I've done and met the people that I've met and still have those memories and even inspired some people along the way, even encouraged some people along the way, even got somebody out of the issues that they were in, whether it was their training or whatever. I got to help with that stuff just by making the videos or maybe talking to them at an expo. I got to be a part of people's lives on top of it. That's what I did. For 10 years I did that. 10 years, well, I should say between the training and everything, competing, 10 years, but the helping people and stuff like that, 10 years I've been doing that online, in person. And I look back and I'm like, man, yes, you can't do what you did before, right? But now I'm in a position, unlike I was before, to take all of that knowledge and help you with it, to get you to your goals with it. Now, many people kind of point at the fact that, well, Jerry, it took you 20 years to win a show. You didn't win a show for 20 years. That's because I made every single mistake there is to make. Every one you make, I have made, right? Now, with that, with those mistakes, comes a lot of learning, a lot of information. Now, not only my mistakes, but the mistakes my friends made, I saw that and know how to deal with that too. I learned so much within that 30 years that many other people that were winning shows that wound up winning, turning pro, then never competing again, getting out of the industry. They were only there for 3 or 4 years. They might have had great physiques, but they didn't learn what I've learned, right? Many of these guys, there are people out there like, you jump on a program, they start taking steroids, their body grows, they make no mistakes, they turn pro. What have you learned by that? You've learned that what you do works. Well, what have you learned with all the other stuff that doesn't work? How do you know what to do when a million other things don't work? What if your one thing you're doing doesn't work for someone else? Then what do? You don't know. Which is why we have coaches and bodybuilders coaching people, and it fucks up. Because they're just doing what they know to do for themselves, and it doesn't work for everybody because they got lucky with their genetics to figure out what works first. So I look back and I'm like, man, not only did you get to live the life you wanted, man, you went out there and fucking went after it, did exactly what you fucking wanted to do every fucking day of your life waking up. You did that. Now, on top of it, you learned so much more than most of these fucking people that some of these people that people really respect look at you and they don't know what the fuck you're talking about half the time because they haven't had the failures you have. They haven't seen the things you've seen. They can only go by what people talk about and what they see in papers and movies. They don't know what the fuck you know. Like, I stepped back and I said, holy shit, like, okay, well, that's where I'm at, and that's where I feel like I'm okay with. You know what I mean? I really feel like I'm okay. And it really is like it was a soul-searching, eye-opening epiphany to that, wow, like I'm not there anymore, but it allows me more time to actually delve into clients and people that actually need the help to achieve their goals now because I can live through you guys. That's what happens, right? When you see the guys retire, the girls retire, and they start coaching, we're living through you guys. We're helping you accomplish your goals. Every time that you succeed, we know what that feels like. Every time you fail, we know what that feels like. We can help you get there faster. I couldn't have done that if I didn't go through all that other shit. But in order to do what I'm doing now, I have to step aside. Just like I had to step aside from competing to start my businesses, I have to step aside from that passion of training and injuring myself to move on and take that energy and put it into something else. And don't get me wrong, I love going to the gym. I love training. And it is hard to go in the gym and train a lot lighter than you used to, right? But now I go, okay, where do I want to be at? I walk around at 210 pounds now. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't need to go any bigger. Why would I want to, right? It would just be ego at this point or trying to chase what I did in the past. And, many people, they go, wow, like, okay, what happened to them? Listen, I got two choices when I'm done with this stuff. I could either shrink up like I have done or stay the same body weight to impress other motherfuckers out there not on the steroids and not training like that and get fucking fat and walk around wearing baggy t-shirts acting like I'm fucking Jack still when everybody knows I'm just a fat pig, right? I can either do that to appease my ego and appease the other people, or I can do what's right, slim down, feel 100 times better, like physically feel 100 times better, feel better mentally because I'm not on the shit that I was on before, right? Able to fit in clothes that actually fucking fit, not look like a clown because I gotta wear fucking bedspreads and shit that I've been turning into shirts, right? And at one point I was wearing a size 4XL shirt because the 3XLs were too tight in the arms. That's how big I was, 270 plus pounds at 5'9". Like, I'm in a different place now, and I say, fuck, if I wanted to be 250 pounds again, I guess if I started taking steroids again, I could do it, but like, I remember what that felt like, and even at 210, when I go to 215, I don't feel good. Like, there's all these things going through your head, and you have to come to these epiphanies, but it really was like the passion for training is just not there because I can't push myself like I did on the steroids. Like, that missing ingredient really made a big difference in how I could push myself in the gym and how my body would recover. So those out there that say it doesn't do anything or it's not real or it's not about the steroids, like, they work. They work and they allow you to push harder. And it's very hard to keep pushing yourself like that and not get injured when you're not doing those things. But when you get older, you get injured anyways. Your body doesn't heal and doesn't recover the same way. So adding the drugs, you're looking for some fucking bad things to happen. That's all there is to it. And it really was an eye-opener, and it was hard for me to come to those conclusions, but I also feel like it's important to be honest about it, right? And I feel like it's important to talk to you guys about it, share it with you guys, because right now, look, let's be real. There's a bunch of 40-year-old men, 42-year-old, 43, 44, about my age, maybe going through the same shit. If I'm going through it now, that means somebody else out there is. If I'm going through it right now, it means somebody else is about to. Somebody else will in the near future. If I'm going through it now, somebody else did in the past, and they understand what I'm saying, and they can talk to people and help them with it too. But the bottom line is we have to be okay with changing. Like, we're okay with getting bigger and more muscular, more ripped. Those are changing. Like, you're making your body change, right? We're okay working up the ranks and changing your routine. We're okay with that change, right? But then the change comes and says you can no longer do this. Is it really because you love taking steroids? Is it you love the pain? You love the injuries? Do you really love that stuff? Or do you love the training and all the other stuff that really you have to let go of is more about ego and impressing other people and maybe even impressing yourself? My thing is, like, what do I have left to prove to myself? Like, I don't have anything to prove to you guys. I don't give a fuck. Like, even if I never did anything, it doesn't matter about proving anything to you guys. You either believe in me or you don't, plain and simple. But me, what can I really do for myself? Like, what can I prove to myself right now? And I'm like, look, the things that you've been through, like, you've proved. Now, can you prove to yourself that you can train and maintain that love of training for the rest of your life and stay in good shape? Like, can you prove for the rest of your life that your arm's going to stay like that? It's not going to get huge again, but it's going to stay like this and have this muscularity on it. You're going to be able to eat and train that way. Are you going to be able to be this new version of you and not fold and go backwards because maybe someone doesn't think you look good like this, or you feel like inadequate because you're not as big, or whatever the case may be? Really, it all comes down to that training. When you lose the passion for training, you're not going to be able to get bigger, right? You lose the passion for training, you can take all the steroids in the world you want. You lose passion for the training, you're not going to be able to go in there and train to get your body to fucking respond. So it really is a new way of thinking, and I don't know where it goes from here. I mean, I'll keep you guys posted if you guys are interested in it, but as of now, it's really hard for me to say that I've lost that passion for training. I still have the love of training, but I've lost that passion. I enjoy my workouts now, whereas before they were all about progressing, and it didn't matter whether I was enjoying them or I was hurt or injured or whatever. It's just different now, and I think that's okay. I think that's absolutely okay. I think that enough people don't talk about this, and I might actually delve into some of my friends that are IFBB pros that have retired and maybe do some Skypes and stuff with them to try to get their take on it once they've retired and kind of put that in the past. Because I think it's super important for, there's tons of stuff for the young cats out there that are up and coming, tons of stuff for you guys. The stuff for the older guys transitioning out of that hardcore mindset where you keep pushing yourself every fucking day, non-stop, 24 hours a day, and then all of a sudden you have to switch out of that because you can no longer do it, and you realize you can fuck with your head. It's a real mind fuck. So understand, guys, Jerry, the passionate fucking trainer that wants to just be huge and just doesn't care about anything else but training and getting huge, and really it was about the scale, to be honest with you. I had to let him go. He's kind of gone. The new Jerry cares about maintaining his size, maintaining his shape, doing what he can while he's here and enjoying it. So when I go to the gym now, I talk in between sets, I talk to people. I never did that shit before. So I was so focused, I go in and get my workout done, don't talk with the headphones on, that's the way I had to be because that's what I was doing. But now I actually have conversations. I enjoy the gym. The gym is more like going to an extended family now. It could be because I'm at the shop gym now also, which is very, they're super supportive, and the people there are, they're where I was back then, and I'm watching all these people, and I'm feeling their passion. I'm watching the training, and I'm fucking entrenched in it, and just being around it lets me feel okay about me letting go, because that was my time, right? My time has passed, and it's their time now. And just like there were people there for me, like Al Thurston, Eddie DePina, Kevin Levrone, Phil Hernan, Brad Hollabaugh, these guys that really helped train me and develop not just my physique, but my brain and my mentality towards trying to be a better person in general, a better bodybuilder, like a better man. I have that opportunity right now to help those young guns do that, and they need guidance just like I did. Without that, the failures and injuries could take them out of their sport that they love very quickly, and that would be the end of it. So it's like my position is shifting, and it has been for years, but now it's to the point where I understand it, and I think that me conveying it to you guys helps you guys understand where I'm at, because you guys have seen it too. You guys have seen the change in me. You've seen the change in my physique, the way that I train, the way that I eat, all of that. You've seen the difference, and now hopefully from this video you guys will understand the difference. So if you guys want to see more of this, chime in below. Let me know. It's just a different way of life, but I'm excited now. I'm excited, and I feel energetic, and I feel ready for what's going to happen in the future. But I also have to remember that the stuff that I did before was awesome, it was cool, it was fun, but that stuff is better left to the people that can handle it and can do it. And now it's time to just shift my focus a little bit and become that next version of myself, so I can help the people become the next versions of themselves and progress as fast as they can and attain their goals without the mistakes that I've made. BobsterChang@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. BobsterChang.com is the blog. It's the No Passion Bicep. It's still there, and we are out.